Welcome back. So today we are going to briefly talk about the CVJ Konoka, and I think lots of people pre-ordered it, lots of people put out impressions on it, lots of people were super interested in hearing the vibration engine. So I'm not going to spend a ton of time repeating things that you already know. I think everyone knows the story. The tuning didn't quite work out to the point where you could hear the vibration engine and music at the same time in a comfortable fashion. So lots of people were modding it, doing things to it, and so I'm not going to tell you anything you don't already know. But what I didn't know is it's actually a big shell. Not quite the easiest thing to fit for me. I think my left tended to fit a little better than the right side, but yeah, it's a little chunkier than I thought it was going to be. Lightweight, cool, translucent shell, but yeah, not super easy to fit. The cable is one you've seen before from, I think, CVJ, and KZ uses a very similar flat 2-pin or a 2-core cable. So I think you already know, sound signature wise, this one is out of the box, very bright, and it sounds like forced detail. There's essentially a big 2K and 5K or 2K and 4K. There's a large peak, and we'll look at it in a second. And the issue is that the vibration engine, it's not super noticeable because the set is so bright and you can't quite turn the volume up enough to get enough vibration, or however they configured it, the two are hard to get at the same time. So I think most people are modding it, and we'll go through that in a second. But yeah, if you just kind of pull it out of the box and listen to it, it just sounds super bright and super detailed, and some people will appreciate that. I don't know, didn't really focus on what was special about the set. So to really hear both at the same time, and so what is happening here with the blue is the 1-1. So you get some energy here for the vibration engine. I guess that's what that is. But they added a ton of treble here, and it ends up being super bright. So the odds of you hearing anything down here over this are pretty slim. So to hear both at the same time, to really hear the vibration, in order to turn it up quite a bit, you really need to bring the whole treble down a lot. And if you can turn the bass up a little bit, then you get a little bonus. And that's essentially what this did. So if you put something on the nozzle, that is micro pore tape. If you put something on the vent right at the base of the nozzle, you probably get a little more bass. So knock down treble, increase bass, and that kind of gets us about where we needed to be in order to hear both, right? To hear music at a reasonable level and some of this vibration, which is happening down here in the bass. So this is the vent, right? So we get a little bump from the vent. This is all from the nozzle micro pore tape. So I do call it the way back mod because I was using Skrillex's way back track to figure out, you really have to, it's really hard to hear the vibration in your ear. You have to kind of put your hand over it to make sure you're hearing what you think you're hearing. So Skrillex's way back tends to hit the vibration point consistently, and you can kind of figure out if this is a retuning mod that works for you, or you want to change something. It ends up being, you get some bass here, there's some vibration here. This is still quite a bit of spiciness there. It's toned down quite a bit, but you kind of end up with the bassy, trebly V shape no matter what you do here. So just looking for a way to tease out some vibration, listen to music at the same time in a comfortable way, or at least a way you can turn up the volume enough to hear both of them at the same time. So that is mostly what I got on Konoka, and I think, as I said, most of you already know the story, so I won't spend too much time on it. So thank you guys again for tuning in, and I will see you next time.